who changed the world. 10 amazing science stories. Books can be dangerous. Best ones should be labeled, "This could change your life." Helen Exley. I really had a lot of dreams when I was a kid, and I think a great deal of that grew out of the fact that I had a chance to read a lot. Bill Gates. A child who reads will be an adult who thinks. Author unknown. Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. W. Fosselman. A message to the child. How do you choose your steps in life? Now look again from left to right. Can you spot the differences between the two? You think it's hard? Here is a clue. Both boys were born in the same world, and then everything swirled. The different path that one boy took all started from an open book. Aristotle. Was he the first scientist? In Greece lived a wise man who thought quite a lot. Aristotle's his name, and he never forgot that learning and teaching are wonderful things. He taught noble people and powerful kings. Born long ago, when the Greeks were quite strong, Aristotle had tutors who helped him along. He learned about poetry, nature, and math. And when he got older, he set on a path. He traveled to Athens to attend a great college, to study with Plato, a man of much knowledge. Look closely at things. This world is amazing. And always ask questions and never stop gazing. He traveled a lot through Greece, coast to coast, and found out that science was what he loved most. He wrote about fish and land animals too. If he had the time, he could open a zoo. Aristotle became a world-famous scholar, and one day King Philip gave him a holler. "Aristotle, I want you to be our teenage son's teacher. His name's Alexander, and he's quite a smart creature." Aristotle taught Alex about all kinds of stuff. Philosophy and logic, these subjects were tough. Alexander loved school and learned to debate. Today we all know him as Alexander the Great. And when Alex turned 20, he did something cool. He gave Aristotle some money so he can open a school. He gave it a name and called it Lyceum. It had a library, gardens, and a fancy museum. His students would learn while their teacher spoke. They'd listen, ask questions, and sometimes they'd joke. He told them that science is a wonderful quest, and searching for knowledge is for the best. Aristotle was special, one of the best to exist. Some people say he was the first scientist. He had a great life. He was a wise man. So let's try to be like him and learn all we can. Galileo Galilei. Was Galileo right about the Earth? Galileo Galilei was born in Pisa, Italy in 1564. His family worked hard, but they were very poor. Young Galileo was a very happy boy, spending time with his father, filled his heart with much joy. His father was a composer well known in Italy. He wrote beautiful music and played the lute skillfully. Galileo became an accomplished lutenist himself, but he was more interested in the books on the shelf. So he went to a monastery to study in 1574, to learn math, physics, astrology, and much more. Galileo's father wanted him to be a doctor someday, so he sent him to the University of Pisa one day. But Galileo really wasn't interested in medicine. The sky and the stars were what he was interested in. So he invented an improved telescope in 1609. His new tool magnified things up to 20 times. This telescope seemed to bring the objects nearer, so he could see the planets and stars much clearer. Galileo counted 4 moons around Jupiter, and more stars than everyone thought that there were. When he looked at Saturn, he saw interesting things. The planet Saturn is surrounded by some rings. Galileo was amazed by all that he could see. His new telescope was a really great discovery. When he heard of a famous scholar called Aristotle one day, Galileo wanted to hear what he had to say. But some things Aristotle said didn't seem right. Galileo thought about it every day, every night. He disagreed with Aristotle's law of gravity. This made many people very unhappy. Aristotle said a heavy object falls faster than a light one, but his theory was accepted by almost everyone. But Galileo didn't think that made sense at all, so he went to the top of a tower and let 2 objects fall. They hit the ground at the same time, so Galileo knew the heavy objects don't fall faster than light objects do. During that time, people thought that it's right to think that the earth is the center of the night. They also thought that everything spins around us. For Galileo, the subject was worth to discuss. He thought that the earth spins around the sun, and proving his idea to everyone was such fun. Experiment with things and try with all your heart. Be a great thinker, there's no better time to start. Isaac Newton. What is gravity?